Good morning, guys. It is Sunday, June 29th. My voice is cracked. I'm Gunnar. I'm dying. Call me dying. Welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. In the last episode, we recruited Tarza, who told us how we can get back to Narsh. Or who told us how to obtain a shiny thing that will help us to get past Narsh. But there's a few things we need to do left in Mobliz. We talked to these kids. We have a hint of what's to come. There's a wounded soldier in the house right here. Only letters coming from the town of Miranda are keeping him going. Poor guy. Is there anything we can do for you?
I'm from Miranda. The Empire invaded and made me join their army. I fled when I heard we were making for Doma. They caught me and did this. Now I can't even move. I'll never see Lola again. On the desk is a letter. Will you please read it?
I'm not sure, guy. Yeah, Doma was an atrocity. I don't blame you for deserting. I can't get used to Imperial troopers walking the streets of Miranda, but otherwise things are okay. Flowers are blooming in the garden, telling me spring is here. How are you doing? I'm so worried. I wish I could fly to your side. Rest, and know that I think about you constantly. Come back to me, Lola. If you talk to him again,
I'd like to write her back, but I can't even pick up a pen.
But fortunately, this town has a post office, so let's help the guy out. You'll need about a total of 3,000 gil for this. Postage from Miranda is 500 gil. Gonna send a letter for that soldier? Send it. Now, this quest will actually be done in about 5 minutes. There's a trick to it, because a little bit of time has to pass for him to receive the next letter. But to speed that up significantly, just go into the relic shop and open the shop menu, and that will trigger the flag to bring the next letter. So, anytime there's a new letter, he'll ask you to read it. I can't find your favorite record. I thought I'd play it and you'd be with me, but... So, we'll just go ahead and keep doing this. Now, you will meet the actual girl later on, and her text will change depending on what you sent, but it's really not overly necessary. No need to actually go into the buy portion. I over-clicked. The only annoying thing is the postman just keeps getting in your way there. Mother's taken ill. We can't afford medicine. If only we had some potion. Aren't those things like 50 gil? Man, things must be really tough. Let's go ahead and enjoy the music while we do this. Now for this video, I am probably going to go through the next major event as well as set up for things in the... get things set up for the next portion after that. I haven't heard from you. I'm so worried. You haven't been getting our other letters? That's not good. Then we better send her another letter and reassure her. Yeah, we only have to do this 1 or 2 more times. And the results are worth it, especially in this version of the game. I'll explain why later. You said you were reading a book. If only I could read it too. So we'll just send her a book. Doesn't matter which book, anything but Twilight, of course. We don't want her to start hating us. Do this one more time. The book is the last item you have to send. And talk to the soldier.
I heard in my name you send Lola many things. I wish to thank you.
Please accept this as a token of my appreciation. We received a Tintina bar. That is an accessory that will restore your HP for every step you take outside of battle. Super handy when you don't have any healers. But in this case, we're already set. Now, in terms of my equipment, I have upgraded everyone's equipment from the store there. Mash can equip 2 claws in this version. I forgot to mention that. And everyone has a green beret. Remember that satellite we fought in the last video? Well, you can encounter them on the Veldt. And I highly recommend to get enough green berets for everybody. So it took a couple hours and basically random luck, but I was able to get at Tarza's rage list fairly well populated with pretty much everything we've encountered in the game so far. Now, Stray Cat is probably the best thing you can get at the beginning. That's why I wanted to run into him in the last video. Because notice that 1,400 damage. He is a powerhouse. We'll just have to deal with some battles. I'm gonna run from these guys. Locke and Celeste fought plenty of them already. And we had the preemptive strike to save time. These guys, might as well fight them. They're good for Gil. Mash will be able to clear out the wild rats. I'll keep countering first. He's a one-man army with that black belt. And of course, I've also bought plenty of healing items. I'm going to be needing them in this video. Got another major battle coming up, similar to when Locke and the Moogles protected Tina, but a lot grander in scale this time. Here's Crescent Mountain, as Tarza was talking about in the previous video. He's sniffing the ground.
So, Kyan, the shiny thing Tarza spoke of isn't here.
Oh, so Tarza, exactly where is it?
Tarza, forget! Don't! Shall we look around?
Indeed. Now you can't. There are a few things you can trigger along here, and here's one. You can just go straight to the end, but you can get a couple little extra goodies.
Potion. This is Sir Tarza's treasure? No.
Now, do not go into that top left corner, otherwise you will lose Gil. The funny thing is, if you don't have enough Gil to lose, the developers already thought of that. Hi, Buzzstreaker, how you doing?
Is this it? Tarza's treasure? Treasure, yes. Looks like glass. Looks like it just might fit, brother. Is this of any use? Will this really let us breathe underwater? With a little oxygen, why not?
Little Final Fantasy 1 reference right there.
Let's go!
And we're automatically taken to the next portion. Hey, we're back at the Elite River. Nope, just a palette swap, or rather reused background. Current's fast.
No kidding. But unless we hop in, we won't see our friends again. Friends you guys have never been introduced to.
And he's a little hesitant. He's leaving the only home he's ever known. And we laugh at him! You guys are jerks!
Let's go!
Hey, Saban Twin, yes, this is the ROM hack, the Eternal Crystals of Final Fantasy VI. Makes several changes. But he decides to come with us anyway. He's a good kid. Now we have another automatic rolling down the river scene. That's not Kain, that's Kyan. He's a Dark Knight in this version. But funny enough that you bring up Kain. Just keep an eye out. But believe it or not, there is a hack with Kain in it, I think. I was checking romhacks.org and noticed one. Now you can go left or right, go right on both the forks. That way you'll get all the treasure. Of course, now that we've left the Veld, Tarza no longer has the leap ability, but he can still attack on his own. Now remember, it's not pronounced Cyan, it's Kyan. Sounds similar to Kain, so may get a little confusing. Notice he looks like Dark Knight Cecil. But keep an eye out for a Dragoon later on, I can tell you that. Now, when I said get green berets, you'll only need 6 instead of 7. Because there's another one, and there's another one in this area. Go right again. If you go left, you just bypass those little caves. Miss the treasure. This place isn't hard. Now, when you're fighting on the Veld, you won't gain experience, but you will get plenty of Gil. You'll pretty much get anything and everything enemies will drop, too. Even if it's random or set. Which is why I say go for those green berets. Flip the switch to drain the water. Mash go down the hole. And there's the 7th green beret. And that also takes care of this little mini dungeon. So we have one more stop. Port town of Nikia. Now you can get on a ship right away, or go into town and do a couple little things first. Especially shopping. But there's a little event here. Yoo-hoo, you handsome thing! How about joining me?
How dare you, you licentious howler!
Jeez, don't blow an artery, baby!
Baby? Kyan, don't let it get to you. I'm not like that. No one thinks you are. Just let it go.
Stop whispering! My ears are burning, baby!
Enough. Have you no shame? I'll have you know blah 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 blah. Goodness!
And that's all there is to it. It's a little funny moment to show how Kyan is still dedicated to his wife. Now, buy new equipment for everyone except Shadow. He's the only one who's not going to be around in the next area. Now, pretty much everything you can buy is necessary is in Mobliz, with one exception. A new spear for Edgar, which he already has. So, that's already taken care of in this version of the game. I'm not going to go ahead and save. Save points coming up. So I'll return down to the port. Now once you clear this scenario, you can walk to Nikia at any time.
South Figaro bound ferry!
It's off aboard. Fortunately, we don't have to sneak out of South Figaro like Locke did. This is the end of Match's scenario.
Nosh is just a stone's throw away. I hope the others arrive safely.
Now the reason I did save it in Match's scenario last is to get all the enemies from previous scenarios on the Veldt. I'm sure they did.
We hope so too.
Well, since we were the last ones, we automatically go to the next cutscene. The three have reached Narsh, and the decisive battle is about to take place.
I understand all of it, except how could we be encouraging bloodshed? I never said that. Something like it. He's right, you know. Bannon, our blood will spill because of you. Emperor Zemus is racing to acquire crystal power. He set his sights on the Esper that was found here. The increased use of the crystals with magic power will surely lead to global destruction. The awakening of the Dark Cloud. The ultimate evil Esper that the ancient summoners banished to the Dark World. People will never learn. Brother! Mash, you're alright. Who's with you? I'm Kyan, Dark Knight of Doma. Taza! Gal! The people of Doma were wiped out by the Empire. Kefka absorbed the remaining water energy from a crystal and cursed the water. How tragic! Elder, Doma was the last stronghold of crystal energy. The eternal darkness can't be far away now.
It's hard to differentiate between Edgar and Bannon with my voicing. That's nonsense! Locke! The Empire's poised to attack Narsh right now.
What? Locke, where'd you hear that?
Celestia was one of the Empire's generals.
I know she seemed familiar. Sartaj, out of my way.
Domino effect!
This is General Celeste. She torched Miranda. She's an Imperial spy. Now stand aside.
Wait! Celeste has joined the Returners. She's fighting with us now.
But
I promised I'd protect her. I will not go back out on my word.
Locke, are you still thinking about that?
I was also an Imperial soldier.
What? The Empire's evil, but not all its citizens are. All this is...
Your Majesty, the Empire cometh! And everyone who has shocked expressions expresses them.
I don't care what you do! Just get me that Esper and get this sand out of my boots! I'm so sick and tired of crossing this desert!
Lord Kefka, there's civilians here.
Exterminate everyone! Get this sand out of here!
But Narch is neutral.
Idiot! Do your jumping jacks! Get your exercise! Read my lips! Dispose of anyone who opposes us! March! We really have no choice. Let's make ready for war! They're after the Esper. We moved it into the hills. Then we're going up after it. Locke has a complicated past. Please understand that I will be keeping an eye out for him.
I have no malicious intentions towards him.
I didn't think so, and I suddenly phased through that pipe.
So you were born with the power of magic? Isn't it a lovely gift? You can use magic too? I have always had this power, and the Empire abused it. Have you loved anyone? What's that supposed to mean?
It's actually going to be harder to voice Celeste once she starts thawing out. Don't think for a moment I trust you.
Fine. Use your own eyes, then decide. Now what you need to do here is re-equip everyone individually. So just go ahead and talk to them. And do an optimum equipment. And Locke, why are you not at full health? Go ahead and use the regular potions for this then. I thought about some dried meat. Yep. I'll stick with the regular potions for this healing. We're going to need the rest for the battle. He's already fully equipped. Top off everyone's HP, and we'll be ready to go. Now to initiate the battle, you'll want to talk to Bannon. Now again, there are two ways of doing this. Either a full frontal assault or letting them come to you. I'm probably going to do the frontal assault and clear out as many as I can. I've noticed that she's not fully healed up either. To step on the save point, everyone's formation will return to normal. Oh, one thing for Celeste, give her a white cape. Oh, and go into the relic menu. I keep doing that. Oh, she already has the ribbon. I forgot about that. We'll give the other white cape to Tina. Don't need the sprint shoes right now. You can buy more white capes in mobiles. I forgot to mention that.
Prepared?
Yep. This is a tutorial on how to split your party. I'll just explain it right here. You have 3 groups. Split your team into whoever you feel like. Usually a team of a healer and one who can hit at all enemies is really good. So Edgar and Tina, Celeste and Mash, and the other 3, they'll have to work together and support each other. And when you're ready, push start.
They're coming.
Now, guys, there's 80,000 of them and 7 of us.
Oh, it's General Celeste, the traitor! How delightful! This will be fun! And they finally got that sand off my boots!
Yeah, if we'd been fighting in the desert, Kefka would have retreated. We got an entire regiment down our throats.
Go! Get those vile insects!
Now, I am going to have Celeste's group actually handle the assault. The other 2 will stay back for defense. And I'm going to try and fight every enemy type I can. There are about 4 or 5 in here. They will show up on the veldt later on. But Mash is going to be our primary attacker with his blitzes. And these battles will very likely take more than 1 round, unfortunately. But remember when I said to get to level 15? This is why. Because once you get through the scenarios, you have no time to grind. And doing this at less than level 10 is an absolute pain in the butt. I'm going to let some of them get past to the other teams. Let's see if Kick does any more damage than... Might have to put Celeste in the back row, just for, she's mostly support. Okay, does about the same amount of damage as the Blitz. Yes, attack Mash, he's got the black belt. And of course it doesn't trigger on that one. Now keep your HP above 100. Mostly because of those counterattacks. Heal around 200. I didn't think I'd get past him. Now there is an enemy unit with some new type of Magitech armor. And I think there's 1 more after that. Whoa, 10 viewers. Hi, guys! I'm not used to being in double digits. Thanks for coming. Let those guys advance on the others. Attack some of the brown uniformed ones. That guy running back and forth is a unique enemy. Oh, hellhounds. I hate these guys from FF4. But an easy battle. That's probably the 4th one I was thinking of. So if we get some heavy armor, unless that was the unit that replaced heavy armor. Usually you want to stick with healing items. Now to win, you just have to kill Kefka. There's the heavy armor, so we're ready to fight the last ones. So this will be a short battle. Maybe the others won't even get a chance to attack. Now you can fight heavy armors in lock scenario. The tricky thing is fighting them and surviving with just lock. It's doable with the Genji glove in the original version of the game, but since you don't get a Genji glove when you could get one, that just makes that much harder. Level up for Celeste. Do a quick heal. Save those high potions for battle. An angel? Ouch. Hey, you're in Kidu Palace Swapped, aren't you? Had Kefka pull you out of hell. Now, since he's flying, you can't actually suplex him, unfortunately. And let's take out Kefka. One of the reasons why he wants Celeste? Her runic. Kefka is actually a pretty powerful magician. And since Mash does not use magic, I won't make that mistake again. This makes it a pretty trivial battle. Yeah, his regular attacks are doing more damage than his blitzes. Now we got through this pretty quickly. I was expecting this to take the whole video. So the black belt, the dual attack, and the runic, he'll go down a couple more turns. Just gotta wait for that ATB to fill. What's that, Kefka? Trying to use magic? You haven't learned yet, have you? All you're doing is refilling Celeste's HP. Or MP. Don't think you've won! I'll be back! Yep, this music was taken from FF4. And a peace ring. It protects against confusion, and I think another status element. Let's double check. To hell with you! I won't forget this! Now there's snow on my boots! He did PK teleport beta. Where's the Esper? No. Where's the Esper? Is it okay? That was Edgar talking, not Kyan. So, we defeated the entire regiment. And all this for a block of ice, guys. That's what it boils down to. That was a close call. Can it still be alive? Impossible, right? Locke, don't stand between Tina and the Esper. Tina, what is it? He just doesn't learn, does he? No! Don't ask me to emote, guys. I can't act. We got three people hanging from the side of the cliff here now. Tina and the Esper. There's some kind of reaction. What? What am I feeling? Huh? What's going on? Please, tell me. Who am I? Who? Tina! An Esper. I can actually feel its mind. Tina, step away from the Esper. Uh-oh. Now, the emulation ruined the sound effect of that scream, unfortunately. It is one of the most bone-chilling things you'll ever hear in this game when playing the original. And they pull it off so well on a 16-bit cartridge. Tina has become something, grown a lot more hair, and she can fly! Do I need to make another X-Men joke? Nah. And sometime later, you're awake. Where's Tina? She changed into a something and took off. She looked like... She looked like an Esper. Locke, you okay? Something happened to Tina. There seems to be some connection between Espers and her. Anyway, we need to find her. Witnesses saw her screaming across the sky to the west. Let's go. I promised her I'd... Locke. Think, people. The Empire still wants that Esper.
Bandit needs our help too, brother.
A former Imperial soldier. But we've no choice. We must help her. Let's split up. Those who aren't searching for Tina will stay in Garden Arsh. Figaro Castle can shuttle us to the western province. We'll make for Koholingen and Jidor. So, I highly recommend the following party. Locke, Celeste, Edgar, and Mash. For party reasons, and for the fact that there are a couple of cutscenes coming up featuring these characters. And having to come back here and get them again for this just makes it a little bit troublesome, because if you want to change party members, you kind of have to come all the way back here. Now we can finally explore the town. And open a few chests while we're at it. Thief Knife. Should be an upgrade for Locke. Indeed it is. That one's particularly locked. Reflect Ring, automatically cast Reflect. Sneak Ring. I do believe that prevents back attacks. Let's double check. Raise the success rate of Steel. Definitely give that to Locke. He's the only one who can use it. And let's go ahead and upgrade our equipment while we're here. Now this town, since it's built into the cliffside, is a complete maze. We won't bother to talk to people. We already know what we're going to do, where we're going to go. So these mithril shields, for now, only upgrade the equipment for people who are in your party. That'll just save money in the long run. Okay, just the shields. Only needed 3. I keep forgetting Mash equips 2 claws in this version, even though he can equip shields. But those mithril shields will be the best equipment for some people in the long run. I'll let you know when it's time to make sure everyone has the best equipment they can possibly get up to this point. And I think we are good to go. Oh, the full moon. Actually, wait a sec. Yeah, only Tarza can equip that in this one. Tina and Celeste can equip it in the original. But the Thief Knife, of course, will randomly steal at a time. The full moon, slightly better attack power, lower speed and evade percentage. I'm actually going to keep the Thief Knife, since Locke is a speed-based character. And there's absolutely no need to use the inn because the training hall is still open. And the recovery bucket's still there. So this is normally where I was planning to end the video. But let's go ahead and start the next couple of events. Mostly for character development. It's been too long since we heard the awesome overworld music. And the regular battle theme, now that I think about it. I was grinding on the Veldt for 3 hours the other day. Now, I am going to engage in a couple battles deliberately along here. Just because I didn't get them before. There's a unique enemy in the forest right here. And we never fought anything inside the desert. Because back when it was just Locke and Tina at the beginning, those things could really pose a problem, but for now, they're not a problem. So fight, I think there are 2 or 3 different enemy types in here. This won't take long, if the game is merciful. Yeah, there are these sand rays and some scorpions. Get these things to show up on the Veldt later. Because actually, once we get Tina back, I'll be embarking on a little bit of a side quest. Not necessary, but very handy. And there's the random stealing ability from the Thief Knife. It actually does mug. So handy to have for Locke. And we're done. If we come into Figaro Castle, this is Mash's first time being back here in years, so he will temporarily leave the party.
This is like old times. I have to wander around for a while.
And for a brief moment, if he's not in front, put Edgar in front. And go into the shops.
I can't take money from the king. Look, don't you have a family? Just shut up and take it.
The king told him to shut up, and you will get a discount on everything in here. I really don't need to buy more items at the moment, but more importantly, the tool shop should have new items. Same thing. Now, if you talk to him with Mash in front, and it'll be pretty much the same thing, but you won't get a... I don't think you'll get as much of a discount. Now, before moving on, go to the bedroom where you can rest. It's on the west wing of the castle. Need a rest? And we'll get a little bit of a cutscene.
Castle hasn't changed much. And yet it's all different. Mom and Dad are gone. Everyone's gone. Since that day. Tonight took a turn for the worst. There's a chance he might...
No, you're wrong! This can't be! Matron, the king, he's...
Mash! Mash!
My father. I don't believe this. Notice this is technically before Mash buffed up. So he's got his old voice. Brother.
So, they went and told you.
Edgar, here you are. Your father, he just uttered his last wish that Figaro be divided between you. You've always been his son, Dragoon or not. This is nonsense. Everyone's saying that the Empire poisoned Dad, and the only thing on your mind is who's going to be the next king? You're all pathetic. No one cared when Mom passed away either. That's not... You're as bad as any of them, Mash. Empire of murderers? They won't get away with this.
Matron, please leave us.
I'm out of here. I'm forsaking this war-sick realm for my dignity and freedom. You said you were sick of it too, right?
Freedom. What'll happen to this realm if we both leave? And what would Dad say? Mash, let's settle this with a toss of a coin. If it's heads, you win. We'll choose whatever path we want, without any regrets, okay? This is for Dad. And then you opted for your freedom. I could see the flashback too, you know. It's been 10 years. The little lizard's grown into a strong crocodile. And you're a king dragon. Mash, I often wonder if he'd be proud of me. Don't you ever doubt that, brother. 10 years. Where has the time gone? Here's to a couple of confused grown-ups. Here's to Dad. To Mom, and to Figaro.
And with that, Mash is back in the party. Those who have reconciled the past 10 years. So now let's go into the engine room, which is right over here. And talk to the old guy.
Lots of requests this month. If it's your wish, I'll take you beyond the mountains.
Go to Collingen? Yep.
Oh, that felt good.
I don't know why the old guy has the voice of Hulk at the moment. But, lo and behold, the ability to submerge has come in handy. When Figaro, the entire castle retreated from Kefka, this is probably where they went.
Next stop, Collingen. Watch your step.
We are done in Figaro Castle. Let's go into town and gather some information. That shiny creature! So frightening to us all, but I found it beautiful. Was it really a ghost? It stopped right in front of me. I could see it had gentle eyes. Excuse me, I'm still a little broken up. Everyone was scared when the glowing creature stopped here. It left to the south towards Jador. Now, if you actually come in here, lo and behold, Shadow is here. Now, he will join up with you if you have only 3 people in the party or less, and if you can afford to hire him. But he will leave you again at random points. It is not worth hiring him. Let's go ahead and check the shops. There should not be anything new that we need. Actually, I wonder. Lot can throw stuff. I don't know if he can throw shurikens, but if he can, that'll come in super handy. I'll stick with those for now. The rest of those items are for more throwing items. Same equipment as in Narsh, so really no need to upgrade if you haven't already. Oh, it came to my house. A monster of light. Looks somehow human. And a couple people to talk to. I've already talked to him.
My brother's a bit touched. Lives alone to the north and dreams of building a coliseum.
Hey, is that you, Locke? Have you stopped to see Rachel? Locke and a woman named Rachel. Well then. Now what do we have to do? First go to this. Actually, before I do that, I think there was something in the barrel here. Nope, not these. Now there's a back entrance. There's a chest and a bucket there. We'll come back around here later.
Oh, is that you, Locke? It's been a while. Oh, that worry not. Your treasure's quite safe.
He's too much like Kefka. But lo and behold, who is this?
I used some herbs to put her into suspended animation. She won't age a day. That's what you wanted, right? Had use of my herbs, I did.
And flashback. Now, there are 2 flashbacks here. Rachel. You mean those herbs have actually saved her?
Of course, the love of your life will sleep here like this forever.
What if there was some way to call her back?
If you could call her back, she'd come back. I'm sure you'll find something that'll bring her around.
That guy's awfully creepily cheery. I failed her. Now there's one more place in here where you can find out exactly what happened. Lock. Before we do that, let's take the back door. And get another free green beret, which we actually don't need unless we recruit Shadow for some reason. No, we're not going to do that. He just bails on you. A girl named Rachel used to live in that house. Now it's deserted. That's... Now a little more backstory on Locke and exactly why Rachel's in a coma. Wasn't able to save her when she needed me. Locke, what would we have to find today? Soon you'll...
You're not going to believe what awaits us here. Come on, it's worth a fortune.
Uh-oh. Locke, look out!
Rachel!
Rachel, are you awake? Huh? I can't remember anything. Parallel. Oh, thrown out of the house. Get out of here! It's your fault she's lost her memory! Wait a minute, she said yes! We were gonna... Go! I don't know who you are, but ever since you came here, my parents have been upset. You'd best leave Rachel alone. She's gonna have to make a new start of it. Locke, your being here doesn't help. A year passed. When I returned here, I learned that Rachel had perished in an Imperial attack. Her memory returned just before she passed away. The last thing she uttered was my name. I should never have left her side. I failed her. And thus we learn exactly why Locke is so protective of Tina and Sliss. Now I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Gunarm Dine. Call me Dine. If life is giving you a hard day, don't be afraid to eat your pudding with a fork. On the next time, we'll resume our search for Tina. You guys take care and have a great day.